Welcome to another edition of the Christian Service Devotional with Pastor Frank. Today, we are stepping onto the pitch to look at the game of life and faith through a different lens. What lessons can believers learn from the missed penalty, the offside, the dreaded red card? In today's lesson, we are breaking down how these moments reflect our walk with God. To help us lay the foundation for today's message, Sister Beatrice will now read our anchor scripture. Let us open our hearts.
Thank you, Pastor. Before I read the scripture, let me remind you to subscribe and turn on the notification so that you will be the first to know anytime we post another devotional. Our scripture reading for today is John 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. As the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Title of today's devotion is Peace in the Second Half. Our devotion will continue.
Look at the sheer energy in this crowd, the painted faces, the anticipation. This was July 2nd, 2010, and an entire continent is holding its breath. Ghana was moments away from becoming the first African nation to reach a World Cup semi-final. But in the closing seconds of extra time, a certain goal was stopped. Uruguay's Luis Suarez deliberately blocked a Ghanaian shot on the goal line using his hands. The referee instantly issued a red card and awarded Ghana a penalty. Asamoah Gyan stepped up to take the kick. One successful strike meant historic victory. Instead, the ball crashed against the crossbar. Look at the devastation in this moment. In a single second, guaranteed triumph collapsed into absolute agony. Most of us have lived through our own version of that penalty kick. You pray for a promotion, pour your soul into a relationship, or build a secure business deal. Then at the 11th hour, everything collapses. When success is snatched away right at the finish line, it creates a dangerous vacuum. Fear, anxiety, and deep discouragement rush in, threatening to completely overwhelm your faith. This is exactly where the promise of John 14:27 comes in. Jesus tells us to not let our hearts be troubled or afraid. True spiritual peace has to be durable enough to survive even when our perfectly planned kicks hit the crossbar. It cannot rely on getting the outcome we wanted. When a major expectation shatters, our first instinct is usually to fix it immediately. We refuse to wait and we try to force success on our own terms. You can see the danger of this approach right here. In this 2022 World Cup match, Saudi Arabia repeatedly neutralized Argentina's world-class attackers. As this diagram shows, they did it by perfecting the offside trap. If an attacker moves forward before the ball is played, they cross the defensive line too early. It doesn't matter how spectacular the resulting goal is, the timing is wrong, so the referee automatically cancels the play. This maps perfectly to the spiritual offside trap. When believers get impatient and rush their personal plans ahead of God's timing, their efforts are invalidated. You can put in massive amounts of work, but if you've moved ahead of the ball, you've stepped outside His will. Forcing a personal victory out of schedule only cancels out the effort. True peace requires submitting to the pace of His timing. If impatience is the first danger, the second is losing emotional control. When life feels brutally unfair, the temptation to lash out is intense. Look at the sheer chaos in this 2006 World Cup. Dubbed the Battle of Nuremberg, players completely abandoned strategy, letting tempers dictate the game. The statistical fallout was staggering. The referee handed out a record 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards. Because these players prioritized their immediate anger over their team's ultimate success, they literally disqualify themselves from playing. The Christian life operates under the exact same dynamic. Unchecked internal sins, things like bitterness, jealousy, pride, and unforgiveness, act as immediate spiritual red cards. Reacting to life's disappointments with toxic emotions forces you entirely off the field of effective ministry. The unchecked sin strips away your peace far faster than the original disappointment ever could. Right now, you might be carrying the compounding weight of a very difficult first half. Maybe your life currently feels defined by those missed penalties, offside mistakes, or personal red cards. But the first half does not finalize the score. In the 2005 Champions League final, Liverpool entered the locker room at halftime trailing Milan 3-0. To almost everyone watching, the match was completely over. Then came the second half. As you can see on this screen, Liverpool completely leveled the game. In a frantic 6-minute spell, they scored 3 goals, pushed the match to penalties, and eventually seized the championship. That kind of impossible reversal is built directly into the gospel. The Apostle Peter suffered the ultimate spiritual red card. He denied Christ 3 times, right when it mattered most, and to some, his ministry was finished. But Christ did not abandon him. Instead of benching Peter for his failure, Jesus completely restored him, ultimately assigning him to lead the early church. Divine peace does not require a perfect performance. It is the absolute trust that God's grace can restore what our missteps and bad timing have broken. Do not let a missed opportunity or a past mistake dictate your end result. Keep trusting and keep obeying, because with God, the final whistle hasn't blown, and he specializes in glorious second half comebacks.
Thank you for your time. May the Lord bless and keep you. Join us again another time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the notification to be notified when we upload. Have a great day.